can see us on the first page.
Yeah, fantastic. We're on both pages. Hello. Hello, hello, hello.
Hello.
Yay. How is everyone feeling?
Yeah, how are you doing on lockdown?
Locked in, lockdown, up, down, whatever you are, wherever you are.
I actually got dressed and washed my hair for this today. So
Oh, well done. You put some makeup on as well.
yeah. First time in about 3 days.
Yes, I think the same for me as well. And it was actually quite a nice break.
Yeah.
So how are you doing, Sol? You're doing all right?
Yeah, good. Yeah, really good.
Family all getting on well?
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
My partner and I are still making each other laugh, so that's a good thing.
Brilliant.
So tell a new story.
Yeah.
How do we do that? Well, I think for me, if I look back through my life, I think I first started noticing it in my 40s about repeating patterns in my life. And at that stage, I didn't actually know anything about the law of attraction or telling a new story whatsoever. I didn't really, I heard of it, but I didn't actually know how to work it, what that meant, and how I'd been doing it for years. So over a 20-year period, I'd actually been using the law of attraction in a negative way, because in truth, the law of attraction works whether we want it to or not, or whether we pay attention or not. Yeah. And that's why it's a good idea to pay attention, because if you pay attention, then you can start making it work for you. So what happened over that 20-year period? Well, I literally told the same old story over and over again. You know, my relationships don't work out for me. They never last more than 3 years. All the men that I meet are horrible to me. I have such a problem with drugs and alcohol. I always get kicked out of my places. You know, so much dysfunction went on, and it kind of went in a cycle of a 3 or 4 year period. I get myself together, and then because I kept telling the story about the past 3 or 4 years, I started repeating it again, over and over again. Sol got born into all of this because we are mother and daughter and business partners. So poor old Sol got born right into the middle of all this period, this 20-year period. So yeah, she kind of got dragged along with my story for a while. So it wasn't. Yeah. It was all part of her learning experience as well. She wouldn't be the person today if it wasn't for me.
Thanks, Mum.
Oh, that's all right. So yeah, what happened? So in my 40s, I got into recovery out of drugs and alcohol. I started telling a new story. And even at that point, I didn't realize the significance of me telling a new story, but I did tell a new story anyway. And so it gained momentum over the next 20 years. And actually now I'm so much better at telling the news story that it's, you know, my life is completely unrecognizable to the one I had 20 years ago. But you can kind of tell when you're telling an old story, because guess what? It doesn't feel good. So just try it out. I mean, I'm sure you've done it. We're all guilty of it. You know, if you're gossiping with friends, or anyone, or even thinking bad thoughts about yourself in your own head, you think that even just for a few minutes, you don't feel good. You feel down, you feel depressed, you feel angry, you feel full of resentments, regrets, you feel tired. You know, any of those emotions start coming up. So if you're feeling any of that, you are literally telling an old story, either in your head or out loud. Is that not true, Sil?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and if you keep, like you said before, if you keep telling that same old story, you just keep reliving the same thing. You can't create anything new. You're still thinking about, oh, that happened to me last week. Oh, that happened to me last year. You can't create anything new from that space at all.
No.
There's just no room in your head, is there, to start thinking about new ideas or new ways of doing things if you're constantly.
Also, if I've just thought of an analogy there, if you've got like a bowl in the kitchen when you're cooking something and you put the ingredients in and you mix it all up and, you know, bake a rubbish cake, say, if you always put the same ingredients in, and mix it in the same way and put it in the oven, you're always going to get a rubbish cake.
Yeah.
So it's about putting better quality ingredients into your bowl, isn't it, for the universe to create a really delicious cake for you.
Yeah. You do what you've always done, you always get what you've always got.
Yes. I can't remember who said that, but it's so true.
Yeah. So today we're going to tell you how to tell a new story. So just a little story. Everyone probably knows the Roger Bannister story, don't they? Everybody uses this as an example. The athlete in the 1950s who ran the mile in under 4 minutes. Before that, no one had ever done it. And because no one had ever done it, they thought it was impossible. So even the doctors, scientists, they all had their own reasons why no one could do it. Your heart, you'd have a heart attack, your lungs weren't big enough and they'd explode if you did it. Like, these are all the scientific things that she said about why no one could ever achieve the under 4 minute mile. And so you can imagine what self-talk all these athletes had. It can't be done. It's dangerous if you do it. I can't do it. No one can do it.
Yeah.
This was the thing going through their head. Now, Roger Bannister decided that he was going to do it. He decided he was going to ignore all that. It could be done. So he decided to start telling himself, it can be done. I will run the mile in under 4 minutes. He started visualizing the time up on the, like above when you run through the finish line, there's a time. He started visualizing that time as being under 4 minutes, literally telling himself a whole new story. It can be done. I can do it. And so on. And he did it. He ran the mile in under 4 minutes. And as soon as that happened, it just changed everything, because then it wasn't impossible. You weren't going to die if you did it. It was possible. And then in that same year, 27 more athletes ran the mile in under 4 minutes, just because of this mind switch that suddenly it was possible. Suddenly it wasn't dangerous. And suddenly it could be done. So that's a really good example of telling yourself a new story, which completely changes the outcome, changes your life, changes what other people believe as well.
I was just going to say, it changes everyone around you as well, doesn't it? Yeah, of course.
I mean, you can look for lots of examples. If you think, I can never earn that much money, I can never have a house that big, I can never be that successful, then you can look around, or like we've got Google these days, haven't we? Just Google it. Like the amount of people that are successful now that have come from absolutely nothing.
Yes.
Just they will give you proof, and they'll start breaking down these beliefs that you think it can't be done because someone else has done it.
Yes.
You started off in a worse situation than you did. So if you start telling yourself a new story, literally just start small. Just start telling yourself that I can do it. I can do this. I'm good at this. I'm successful. I'm a good person. I'm doing my best. Like, just start being nice to yourself a bit more, and build on that.
Yeah.
Can't you? Like, and then literally for whatever it is you're wanting to create, more money, start your own business, you need this good self-talk.
Yes.
Because if you haven't, you're just not going to make it, because your mind is literally going to talk you out of anything that's actually going to move you forward.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. And then you'll start making these new patterns where you try and start a business, it doesn't work. You try and start another business, it doesn't work. And then there's a whole new set of self-talk. I can't do this. Business is not for me. I can't be successful. I can't earn this money. So literally just flip it and start telling yourself better things. And it can feel a little bit uncomfortable sometimes to begin with, can't it? Because sometimes your mind can be like, I don't think so. You're not successful.
Well, I'll tell you what I use when to sort of go round that, because if you say I am something, it's like you're stating a way of being, which is a very strong statement, which is fantastic. But sometimes when we say that, our mind goes, yeah, that's not right. So a way round that is to say, I love to. So say if it's with health, rather than saying I am healthy, when you're getting up in the morning feeling, I don't know, fluey, or you got full of cold or something, you can say, I love to feel healthy. So I love to feel healthy. I love to feel fit. I love to feel toned. I love to feel agile. I love to feel attractive. I love to have an amazing life. I love to run a great business, you know, and then that can rev up those really good factor feelings.
Yeah.
Without your mind sort of contradicting what you're saying.
Yeah.
So that's a really good way around it. Yeah.
But yeah, try it. Just start telling yourself better things. Like if you sit there quietly, then you can start to notice the voice in your head, can't you?
Yeah.
Like, not the voices, but the voice in your head.
Yes.
And that's the voice you want to switch into being positive and like your cheerleader, like your inner cheerleader. So I notice a lot more now that when I wake up, that inner voice is a lot more positive than it used to be.
Yeah.
So it would be like I wake up and think, oh, not again. Oh, I can't do this today. Like I can't be bothered to get out of bed. Just stay in bed a bit longer. Like what's the point anyway? Or all that crap. And now I do notice a lot more that it doesn't take me forcing it so much now for me to lay there and think, no, today's going to be a good day. I'm successful. I can do this. I'm enough. Blah, blah, blah. So you do find that it becomes more automatic the more you do it.
With practice,
which is basically you just need to
get over it and get on with it, basically, don't you? Make that your new norm, and you know, become a focused thinker and speaker, basically, thinker and speaker. Which you know you do need some help. You and me encourage each other, don't we? If you want to come and join us in our Tell a New Story group, we'd love to see you there. We'll give you some support and encouragement there, definitely. But it's just practice, practice, practice.
Yeah.
Why is it important? Because what we think and feel and say creates our reality. So if you want to create a new reality, you have to start telling a new story. Because if you keep telling the old story, it will create the life that you're in. And if you're in a life that you're not totally happy with, what's the point?
Yeah, exactly.
Tell a new story. Learn how to tell a new story. We'd love to help you. We'd love to encourage you.
Yeah. And there are tools and things that we use that can start telling a new story a lot quicker.
Yeah,
than
definitely.
just talking to yourself over and over, which can take a while and can take time to sink in and for you to get used to. So join us in the group to find out what they are.
Yeah, fantastic.
So we've got a link for the group somewhere, haven't we?
We've got it up above the post. Yeah.
Come
so great to talk to all you guys out there. So much love to you, whatever you're doing at the moment, and you know, bless you.
Love you all. About telling a new story.
Tell that new story. So worth it. Bye.